right, this is going to be good. I believe this is Thomas Sowell's sensei, Milton Friedman, and Walter Williams discussing unions. So I'm looking forward to this being good.
It's the free market system, Milton Friedman's been arguing, I think, not labor unions, which best protect the interests and serve the interests of the worker. Walter Williams, your reaction?
Well, I think clearly labor unions serve the best interests of workers who happen to be members of labor unions at the expense of workers who are excluded from being members of labor unions.
Ernest Green?
I don't think you can have a democratic society without having trade unions. I think if you look at any democratic country,
I just want to point out. Let me go back just a little bit, because this is how Thomas Sowell used to look when he was younger. This is Walter Williams. But when Thomas Sowell used to present and used to do his business and whatnot, he also had that real laid back, cool, relaxed, he was dressed up in a suit from top to bottom, just like Walter Williams is. But as you can see, he's tilting back in his chair, he's chilling, he's relaxed. And a lot of people, because of his political leaning, a lot of people will consider him what Larry Elder would say, we'll call an Uncle Tom, right? But this brother right here, he looks like he represents what the black male aim toward becoming. Someone that's astute, someone that's sharp, professional, someone that's still comfortable in their skin, no matter what they're discussing, who they're around. That's what I'm talking about right here. This right here gets missed in that conversation. Now, a lot of y'all might say this has nothing to do with who he is, or the importance of discussing unions and discussing politics and those type of things. Well, I will tell you, it does mean something when you're talking about a black man being able to spread his wings and reach as far as discussing politics, not only from a democratic point of view, but from a conservative point of view. So this right here is important to see. This is important to see right here. That's why I hope you guys share the videos that I do, or just go to this video that will be in a link, the original video, and share that to your social media platforms, because people need to see this type of representation of black men. Okay.
Excluded from being members of labor unions.
Ernest Green?
I don't think you can have a democratic society without having trade unions. I think if you look at any democratic country, it's essential to it. Right of workers to organize, and I think it's consistent. If we're to maintain a democratic country, those freedoms, that the right of workers to organize is a primary objective that we have to maintain.
Bill Brady?
Well, if they are so vital, why are so many union members leaving the unions? Why are they losing so many decertification? Why are the unions losing so many decertification elections? Why has the number of union members declined so precipitously from 23% of the labor force to, what is it now, less than 18%?
Well, it depends whose figures you're reading, but workers aren't leaving the labor movement in droves, and the union is not declining precipitously. My union, the United Steelworkers of America, the major unions in the country, many small ones are out organizing and growing. The mix of work in the society is changing. We have some employers, as we saw in the film, who can't wait to rush off to the South and try to get in an anti-union environment and invest their money in prosperity in the South instead of in the North. And surely if you invest money anywhere, you're going to have prosperity. So we also have a mix in terms of civil service and service workers, where we have employers who have grumbled on that film.
I don't know that if you invest money anywhere that you're going to have prosperity. I don't think that that's a given. That is, you seem to me to be dealing in a premise there that is incorrect.
But wait a minute. The key question.
That's getting heated already, Jack. A whole bunch of distinguished gentlemen that are discussing serious topics, and they are about to go head to head. Let's go, man. I like this. I see I can enjoy stuff like this. I would actually like to go and be a part of something like this. No, I don't want to be in the conversation. I want to be a fly on the wall. That's it, because I don't have enough knowledge to be in the conversation. Nor should anybody be in the conversation if they're not knowledgeable enough to be able to tangle with the other people on the platform or that's up there.
That's incorrect.
But
Well,
one
we
of
haven't
the,
got a lot of time.
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. The key question we're discussing is who protects the worker? Is it the labor union or the free market that best serves his interest?
Well, it seems like from the evidence that I have from a number of research projects that I've engaged in, I found that labor unions protect their members often at the expense of disadvantaged people. And it's a very, very interesting question that labor unions down through the ages have discriminated against all kinds of people in favor of a particular class of workers. We find that labor unions have gone out on strikes and have murdered and maimed people because other people sought entry. And in terms of Mr. Green's remark, he says that in a free democratic society we need labor unions. Yes, that is true. We need the right for voluntary association. That is, people have the right to form associations, but it should not be a requirement that you be a member of a labor union in order to establish a contract for employment.
Can't we get some perspective in this, Walter? Talking about unions down through the ages makes no sense at all in terms of where we're at now in this century at this time. This business of trying to relate where unions come from to the medical profession and Hippocratic oaths, hypocritical oaths, however one looks at that, back in the Greek islands really has very little relevance.
Yes, it does.
The violence, hear me out a minute, I waited patiently.
Okay.
The violence that's associated with, well, not so patiently, but I waited. The violence associated with the labor movement and so on has been minimal and was a reaction in this century, not over the ages, a reaction in this century to the violence done workers by corporations and powerful economic groups when there was no workers' organization to protect them and no way to deal with their greed and with their power.
Now I'm turning to Milton because he's heard the flavor of the discussion.
Sure. What Lynn Williams is now saying is utter nonsense. And there's no two ways about it. The conditions of the worker in this country before there was labor unions were...
Did he say what Milton is saying is utter nonsense? Which what Lynn Williams now is saying. So what Lynn Williams is saying is utter nonsense. Oh wow, it's about to get bro, it's about to get good. Cause Milton Friedman about to give you that business, bro. This dude's smart as heck.
What Lynn Williams is now saying is utter nonsense. And there's no two ways about it. The conditions of the worker in this country before there was labor unions were very important, improved very greatly. You cannot tell me that millions of people, my parents, your parents for all I know, parents of many people around, came to this country from Europe in order to be exploited and in order to be subjected to violence. Of course, there were incidents. I
agree with that vehemently. I mean, most of the blacks came to this country not voluntarily, but they were shipped here. The interesting thing about the issue on
excuse me,
my man bringing up 1619. What about 1619? Like most of the blacks that was brought here on ships, bruh. So what you got to say about that, huh? What you got to say about that?
But they were shipped here. The interesting thing about the issue on
excuse me, hold on for a second.
Is that you left out...
Let him finish and then back to you, for sure.
The blacks are an exception, and I agree with you completely.
22 million exceptions, though.
They are a very important exception. But there are also millions and millions. The people that Mr. Williams represents are not mostly black. They are mostly from the Slavic countries that came from
but if you look at the membership of the steel workers...
If we go back, there was violence, of course. There always has been violence. It's not excusable. I'm not excusing violence on the part of anybody. But I agree with Mr. Green and with Walter Williams that people should be free to organize. Of course they should be free to organize. What I object to is the special privileges that have been given by government to labor unions, which are not available to other groups at all.
Now that was how you had a distinguished, gentlemanly conversation. That's how you have discourse. Regardless if you agree or not, that's how you're supposed to do it. That's how you're supposed to do it, man. Why did this cut off? Sheesh, I want to check out more of this. See, this video was only 5 minutes and 20-something seconds, and I was getting into it, man. Oh, I gotta find a longer version now. Crap. All right. Anyway, That was good. That was good. That was good. Free to organize. Free to organize. I believe that people should be free to organize. I don't believe that there should ever be any violence when it comes to it, but I do understand that sometimes it will get there because whenever money and livelihood have to do with anything, and if it looks like someone is blatantly disregarding someone's livelihood, then people are going to get angry because I gotta eat. I gotta feed my family. It's not going down the way you think it's going down. So yeah, I want to hear what y'all got to say about this in the comments below, man. This is gonna be good, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside the Patreon. And please make sure you hit that subscribe button on your way out the door. Okay. All right, so that's pretty much it, guys. Thank y'all for clicking play. I appreciate it. I do want to hear you sound. I want to hear your part as well. All right, love y'all. See you next time.